I used to believe that transformation came in the form of grand gestures, sudden awakenings, and overnight success. I chased after these moments like a fool sprinting toward a mirage, only to collapse in exhaustion when the illusion faded. And I know you've been there too. We all have. The failed New Year's resolutions, the unfinished projects, the goals that felt too overwhelming to even begin. Real change isn't about massive, dramatic shifts, but about something so small, so subtle, that it almost feels like cheating. This is the philosophy of Kaizen, the quiet force behind every lasting success. A Japanese principle so deceptively simple that most people dismiss it before they even try. But those who truly understand it never go back to the old way of thinking. Let me take you somewhere. Our world is obsessed with instant results. Lose 20 pounds in a month. Get rich in 90 days. Rewire your brain in a week. We see the highlight reels of successful people and assume they must have had some kind of epiphany, a single moment where everything clicked. But let me ask you, have you ever actually met someone who changed their entire life overnight? Who went from failure to mastery in an instant? You haven't, because that's not how real change works. Look at the greats. Kobe Bryant wasn't great because of one legendary game. He was great because of the thousands of unseen hours in the gym before sunrise. Da Vinci didn't become a master by painting the Mona Lisa in a day. Even Einstein, with all his genius, built his theories one equation at a time, obsessed with incremental progress. The problem is, we've been conditioned to ignore this truth. We worship the outcome, but we despise the process. We want the reward, but not the patience it demands. The real secret to mastery is Kaizen, a philosophy that means continuous improvement. At its core, Kaizen is about small, daily progress. Tiny, almost unnoticeable changes that compound over time. If you improve by just 1% every day, that doesn't sound like much, does it? But over a year, that's a 37-fold improvement, not 37%. 37 times better than when you started. Let that sink in. I used to think I needed motivation to change. But motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the tide. Kaizen, on the other hand, doesn't rely on willpower. It's about shifting your identity at the smallest level. Let me give you an example from my own life. I used to be terrible at reading. I loved the idea of books, but never finished them. Every time I picked one up, I would get distracted or overwhelmed. Then I discovered Kaizen. Instead of trying to read an entire book in a week, I told myself, just 1 page a day. That's it, just one, no pressure. A funny thing happened. 1 page turned into 2, 2 turned into 10. Some days I still only read 1, but I never stopped moving forward. And before I knew it, I had read more books in a year than in my entire life before. Kaizen works because it bypasses your brain's resistance to change. It makes improvement feel effortless. And the best part? It applies to everything. You want to get in shape? Start with 1 push-up a day. You want to write a book? Write 1 sentence a day. You want to become fluent in a language? Learn 1 new word a day. Small steps repeated relentlessly will take you further than any burst of motivation ever could. Every success story you admire is built on Kaizen. Amazon didn't start as a trillion-dollar company. It started as an online bookstore in a garage. Apple's first product wasn't the iPhone. It was a crude circuit board made in Steve Jobs' bedroom. Bruce Lee didn't master martial arts overnight. He committed to being just a little bit better every single day. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can do in a year. They quit before they see results. They stop watering the plant before it has a chance to grow. If you take away just one thing from this video, let it be this: forget perfection, chase progress. Because the moment you commit to Kaizen, you are no longer in competition with anyone else. You are in competition with who you were yesterday, and that is a battle you can win. You don't need a dramatic life overhaul. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. and change everything at once. You just need to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. One day, you'll wake up and realize you've become the person you always wanted to be. And the best part? It won't have felt like a struggle. It will have felt natural. Because Kaizen isn't about forcing change. Now ask yourself, what is one tiny thing you can improve today? Start now. Start small. But never stop. That's the secret. That's the art. That's Kaizen.